Hi, I'm Joe Jackson, and today I've got a couple questions for you. One is, have you ever, or have you ever tried online business? Have you had businesses that have failed? Do you know why they failed? Did you take time to figure out what went wrong, or what you needed to do in order to turn that failure around and make it a success? How long did you spend working on that opportunity, that business? Did you actually apply yourself to that, to working on that opportunity? Did you commit to seeing it through? The next question I've got is, have you had business business businesses that succeeded? Did you ask yourself why they succeeded? Did you take the time to figure that out? What what victories you had? Why those victories came around along? What you did to make those victories happen? How long did you spend working on those opportunities, those victories? And what actually does it take to make a business a success? Is perseverance an important factor? I think it is. I've been through a number of business opportunities myself over the years. Back in 1975, the mid 70s anyway, I first got my taste of being a business owner when I got into Amway and started working that opportunity. But back then my heart wasn't really into owning a business. I had just gotten out of the Navy, and I had a civilian job that I just started working for the Navy, and it was a pretty good job. So I was fairly satisfied with that, and happy with it, because I'd always been taught as I was growing up that the ideal thing for a person at that time was to get a good education, get a job, work based on that education, and work that job until you retire. And I actually did that, but the thing is, you're doing that job all your life. You're staying with that particular company all your life, and that's the thing that back at that time when I was young, that was the thing to do. That's what everybody thought you should do. It's a little bit different these days, and so I did retire, yes, but after I retired, I started my own. I started working my own businesses. But back in the mid '70s, I first started getting a taste of working business. The Amway thing, I really didn't make a lot of money with. I didn't have a lot of success because I just didn't really apply myself. A little later on, back towards the end of the '70s, I got into a business opportunity called Raleigh, and that I worked a little more. I was a little more sincere about it, and I did do fairly well with that one. And on through the '80s, Raleigh ended up being sold as a company, and the opportunity itself wasn't the same after that. So I left that. And through the '80s, I worked a number of opportunities, but I got into that shiny object syndrome thing where I was leaping from one opportunity to the next new one that came along, and so I didn't really work any one of them to any real extent. Then in the '90s, I started becoming more understanding at why I was not having the victories that I had, like when I was with Raleigh. And I started looking at the reasons for that, and I started noticing that I just wasn't working an opportunity long enough to really do anything well with it. So I started applying those thoughts, and I started working more, committing myself to actually making things work. And then I started having some successes, and I'd pick up an opportunity and I'd work it until I understood it well, until I got it going where it was actually working well, and I kept working those opportunities and one at a time until I got it where it was working and where I could where it was fairly smooth going, and then I would pick up another opportunity and I start working that. And today I have a number of successful income streams that I can work and make my living on beyond my retirement income. You know, the reason I actually work a business anyway is because I like to travel, and I like to just hop in my RV at any given moment that I decide to just walk out there and climb in, start the engine, and go, and just point it in any direction I just want to do it, want to head at that particular time. And so my business provides me is to provide me with the opportunities to be able to do that. You know, it gives me the freedom, which is, to me, freedom is the availability to go when I want, where I want, and do anything I want, as long as it doesn't hurt any other person, and also having the funds available to let me go where I want, when I want, and do the things I want. So that's basically what I'm in business for, is to provide more freedom above and beyond my retirement availabilities to go and do those things. So I worked those fairly well. But I think that perseverance is really a key to making that success happen. And within an envelope of perseverance, I think it's a matter of identifying an opportunity that works well and that's stable, and committing yourself to that opportunity and making sure that you stick with working that opportunity until there is absolute proof to you that you're either wasting your time or you are succeeding. And quite often it's difficult to realize when that happens. So the key to me is perseverance. Making sure that you don't stop working at something until you make it work for you. That's pretty much my thought on the subject, at least for today. And I might have something more sometime later. And I hope that you can understand and see my point here, and maybe, just maybe, what I've had to say will strike a note in your mind and make something work for you. On that, I'm going to say goodbye and wish you a great day.